The book was started in early 2018, and the main driving force, I would say, was there was a very clear natural deadline, my upcoming 50th birthday. That obviously is a nice deadline which allows you to take stock of your life, take stock of your career. The second thing is, by the time you're 50, and there's a whole generation of kids who have grown up with your games and grown up looking at you first play and then qualifying and playing against you themselves, you figure there's not that many things to hold back, not that many secrets to hold back. If they haven't figured it out yet, they're never going to. So I was very, very open to sharing. Another crucial thing is that I really wanted to tell my story very openly. And as I said, a couple of years of this kind of sharing and talking about things frankly and without being polite anymore is quite liberating. And so then the idea of the book came about very naturally. I would have to bring most of the stories, especially my teenage years, my early ascent, when I was alone. And in the end, I have to bring out the stories. The hidden part is, what was I thinking during the game? What were the things that bothered me? What the struggles I faced? These are really very personal. Even the journalists who talk to you get the précis at most. And they have a valuable outsider's perspective. Sometimes you can't see these things yourself. But nonetheless, this is me finally opening out. Second, very crucial, was Aruna, because she was, from the time of our marriage, almost as much of an insider in everything, but still has this perspective of someone who didn't play themselves and is able to see it from outside. And the third equally valuable perspective was Susan's, because as an experienced sports journalist for many, many years, and having covered a variety of sports, including chess for many years, suddenly she would have to try and see, going really deep into this one player, what is it that makes him tick and what is it I find fascinating. So there's a bit of that. The usual routine would be Aruna and Susan doing a lot of research together, tossing stories back and forth. And by now, Aruna knew a lot about my early years, so she could bring up a lot of topics. And then once that got started, I would just start talking and keep talking. A couple of very interesting things came out. I saw this finally as a chance to set the record straight, to talk freely, to set the record straight, no one interrupting, no filters, nothing. And that was very nice. So for instance, I brought up my game with Karpov in Dortmund, which was a game which started late because he arrived late. And on the surface, that's all there is. But for me, it bothered me for many years, am I not tough enough? Do I let people push me around? All those thoughts came together in that one incident. And so there is no way a journalist or someone from the outside will capture this. Only I can do that. Equally, there's the other side. My YouTube video with Smirin, where I taught for a minute and a half on just an opening move, on the fourth move, in a 5-minute game. I mean, essentially 40% of my time is gone already. What was I thinking? And it was just a momentary lapse. It happens quite often. I mean, people think chess players are super concentrated, but in fact, our life is one long struggle against concentration. But the sheer number of people who have seen this YouTube video meant that, that's not a story I can ignore. So the material was both very, very private stuff and discussing public material. And in the end, I think I've succeeded. I was very proud of the book. I'm glad we managed to speak frankly and get it all out. And I think both those who have followed my career for years and those who know nothing about chess will have found something they didn't know already. And that's what makes me happiest about MindMaster.